touch of my feelings, dressing appearances. Feeling more solid about who the man in the mirror is. I reach for hearts through the speaker box to connect with strangers. Painting the page with the language, but off the mic I barely speak it all. I seldom see a flaw, bitch, I need it all.
Yo. How you doing? 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 Yo, welcome to another edition of the Freight Trapping Podcast. I am your host, Mr. James Roberts, aka Solo Driver. And we're in the building tonight. I'm glad you guys decided to come in tonight. Those of you who will join in, those of you who will catch it on the rebroadcast, whatever the case may be, I just want to thank you for giving me your time. I am not gonna hold this up for long. You know, I can be a little long-winded, but I'm not gonna hold this up for long. Tonight we have a young lady in trucking that I hit her up on TikTok because I'm on TikTok and I'm all about, the podcast, all about the driver. I interview any and everybody, but I'm all about the driver. I like to get the background. I like to get, especially with females. I mean, males, supposed to be in the game, but when you see a female in it, it's still very new to us as male drivers to see females out there getting it. So at the end of the day, I'm always like, man, let me get her story. I want to know why she, this. So I created a podcast. Me and my wife created a podcast. So guess what? Without further ado, I'm going to bring in this young lady. We're going to talk to her. Her name is Miss Kathy McArthur. And she goes by the handle of Flatbed Diva. Y'all go check her out on, I know it's on TikTok. I don't know about Instagram, but I'm going to let her drop all of that. Because, I can talk. I'm going to let her have the flow. She in the seat tonight. So, right now, guys, I'm going to bring in, and we're going to talk to Miss Kathy McArthur.
Hi.
Hey, lady. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm glad that you... I'm glad that you gave me a moment of your time tonight.
Of course.
Because you could have been doing anything. I know you're probably on your 34-hour reset. I know Sundays are reserved for family most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate you giving me your time. I just want you to know that. I'm for real.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So how your Sunday been?
Pretty good. I'm actually at one of my friends. Her daughter just graduated, and she got a full ride on a business degree. So we're here celebrating her. So,
oh,
it's been a good Sunday. It's been a little storming out this way, but overall, still been a good day.
Well, shoot, that's a double thank you. Shout out to you for giving me your time because I done pulled you away from the celebration. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna step away from this. I'm gonna however much time you want to give me. First of all, we finna jump right into it. How long you been trucking?
2 years.
2 years.
Mm-hmm.
What made you get into
2
trucking?
years. Oh wow. So my brother has been driving for about 24 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And about 10 years ago, whenever I graduated, because I was a nurse before this. So whenever I was going back to school to get my nursing degree, he said, well, hey, maybe you should just get it just as a backup so you can have a plan B just in case you ever get tired of nursing. Mm-hmm. And I said, that'll never happen. I'll never get tired of nursing. I love what I do. I got tired of it. Pandemic happened. Things changed. We were overworked and underpaid. And it was out. I was burnt out every day. And I was working anywhere from 50 to 60 hours a week.
So you jumped into trucking before or after the pandemic?
The year of the pandemic. So in North Carolina, everything shut down like around March of 2020. And I started school May the 6th of 2020.
Wow. And so you really took a leap of faith.
I did. And also, my baby brother drives also. He's been driving for about 6 or 7 years. And growing up, I couldn't back up straight. Like, I had the hardest time backing the car up in like a straight line. So when I told them that, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. I got to see if I can do it. And we were at my mom's house for like a Sunday dinner, and everybody made a bet because I have three brothers. They all made a bet that I would fail. So I was like, all right, bet. We'll see. I'm going. And I started the next day.
Good deal, man. So besides the fact that trucking is a good, I ain't gonna say side hustle because it's a career for me.
Yeah,
Trucking
me
is
too.
a good is a good skill to have.
Hmm.
But if you're moving from career to career to career, so what motivated you? I mean, I know you got brothers, and I know you probably seen them moving back and forth. A lot of people got a
Right.
lot of different reasons for being motivated. What motivated you to just?
Well, definitely the money. That was one thing. I've seen
Mm-hmm,
my brother raise two children. He started like a couple of side businesses, within his
mm-hmm,
career. Um, and I just wanted to do something different, but I didn't want to just go get another job.
mm-hmm,
Um, I make more money now than I did as a nurse, but I didn't want to go back. So
mm-hmm,
I already knew from past experiences, warehouse jobs and things like that, they just wasn't for me. I'm
mm-hmm.
kind of like an active person, so I don't like working a job where I'm just stagnated, sitting still, or doing the same thing over and over again. So I needed to
Right.
find something that excited me that I've never done before, and I
Mm-hmm,
wanted to just and that's how that started. So I said I'll try this. If it doesn't work, then I'll move on to something else. But I'm pretty much done with nursing. If I have to go back to school for something else, I'll do that.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So you have any kids?
I have one. I had two. One passed away. I have a
I'm
21-year
sorry to
old
hear
son.
that.
Thank
So
you.
everybody's grown.
Yes, sir.
No babies. Okay, because
Yes.
I know that transition with a. I talked to a young lady before. That transition, with having babies,
Mhm.
for women getting into trucking, that's a
Right.
huge transition. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got into trucking. How long
Hmm.
did it take you to get your CDL?
4 weeks.
Oh, good deal. Good deal. 4 weeks, huh?
Yeah. Um. Yeah. 4 weeks. I went Monday through Friday, and I went 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. Um. I knew like that much about trucking. And when I say that much, like, yeah, not even that. And that would just be from sometimes I would go help my brother. But other than
Right.
that, I had never driven one, or anything, anything. So yeah, I didn't know anything about it. So, but I
But
will
that's the.
say,
Oh,
the
go ahead. I'm
school that
sorry.
I went to,
Hmm.
they only taught me how the truck worked. They didn't
Hmm.
teach me like the
Hmm.
particulars behind it,
Hmm.
how to move out here in this industry. They didn't really teach me how to actually be a driver. They just taught me how to drive the truck.
Yeah, they just taught you how to get your license.
Exactly. They taught me how to get my
Hmm.
license right.
And see,
Hmm.
you said how many of your brothers drive trucks?
Two.
Okay. See, for me, you are the perfect student because I explain to people in our academy when I train that truck is no different from going to a college course, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I teach you something at home, I'm gonna need you to do a little research when you get. If I teach you something in the classroom, I'm gonna need you to go do a little more research when you get home. That's your homework,
Yep.
and you got two
Yep.
people
Mm-hmm.
behind you
Yep.
that
Mm-hmm.
were the perfect resource, and I love students like that
Yep.
because now
Mm-hmm.
they can get a little bit more experience, and I'm not gonna say make my job easier, but make it easier for you to go get your license. You know what I mean? So
Right.
tell me,
Right.
what lane? I know it's a flatbed diva, but and of course that
Mm-hmm.
means that you drive a skateboard, and a skateboard is nothing but a flatbed, y'all.
Right.
What made you get? What made you?
Gotta let them know.
Yeah.
Right.
What did you start out in flatbeds or did you start out with vans? What did you start out in?
No, I didn't. I'm not even gonna name the company that I started out with, but it was horrible, and I did drive in and reefer trade. and I was bored out of my mind. And
Really?
I did teams. So that's not for me. Yes, that is not for me. I would never do it again if I had a choice. I just wouldn't. Um, Driving, I learned how to back into docks. I put it like that. I learned how to
Mm-hmm.
back into docks, and I learned how to drive for 8 hours, just straight.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned to be a little patient with somebody else that you're driving with that you do not know, because I didn't meet her until I got to the job, and we were kind of like put together, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sit out there.
Yeah.
So
See,
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
teams neither
Mm-mm.
because I drove teams one time to
Mm-mm.
train a guy, and when I tell you when I'm supposed to be in that bunk, I'm looking out the curtain every 20 30 minutes. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, couldn't
Yes.
do it.
Yes,
Couldn't do it.
and I didn't sleep well, number one, because the company was not really catering to us and our mental needs or help anything like that. It was all about keep the truck rolling, keep the tires moving. And it was, in my opinion, it was not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I gained
Mm-hmm.
weight that I'm like yet still losing now. My
Mm-hmm.
skin was breaking out, my hair was coming out. I was actually mentally depressed, and at that time, I was considered still to be like a trainer, in training, so I couldn't go home but like once a month. And I called
Mm-hmm.
home. I promise you, I called home every week, at least 2, 3 times a week, crying to my brother. And was like, I don't think this is for me. I think I'm just going to come home and I'm going to go back to nursing because, I'm just going. And he was like, you got to pay your dues, sis. You got to pay your dues. Just get through it. It gets better. You need this training. This would be something that, you never have to do again if you don't want to. There's so many other avenues of the trucking industry, just like it is in the medical field, but you need this training right now. So just stick it out. And before I started with the young lady with the team driving, I had to go through training for about 3.5 to 4 weeks with a trainer from the company. And he was racist, he was sexist, he was everything that was bad. And we had a lot of back and forth. And I had to learn to be assertive and not aggressive because I was also told, well, I could say one thing and, get it put on your record or, this can be over for you. So it was a lot of dealing with that. And I had to learn that just because I was thinking something, I couldn't always, come out like
Yeah.
that. So
Mm-hmm.
I tried to take the good with the bad. I won't say every day was a bad day with him because I did learn some things from him and I took what I needed and I let the rest fly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I left there. I stayed there for about 3.5 months. And I left there after he called me a name and we were like in Texas or somewhere. And he was very, very disrespectful. And that was it for me. Like, you don't
Mm-hmm.
get to talk to me any kind of way when I haven't disrespected you. So that's not how this is going to work. And like my brothers always taught me, keep your record clean because as long as you got a
Mm-hmm.
clean record and you have good references, you leave in the right way, you always got a chance to go somewhere else and get some more experience or get a better. And a young lady from Melton called me, and I went there and I met a trainer there, and I learned a lot from him. It was a great company for me at that time in my career, and I got the experience that I needed from there. During that time, I was reading, I was studying about the industry, I was learning about buying a truck, what it needed, the type of money I needed to put up. Would it be better to lease one? So I was gathering all that information while I was going through flatbed training because I knew that's what I wanted to do. Like from the
Mm-hmm.
first day I was doing it, strapping everything down, I said, this is it. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I'm at. I'm good. I love it. So that's what I did. So during that time, I was learning from them, but I was also studying on my own because I love to read and I love to learn new things. And the trucking industry is just it's something new every day. It's something new every day. So once I
Mm-hmm.
finished my time there, I researched this company out of Alabama, and I found 2 or 3 other employees that work there, 2 other drivers, and I was just asking them their experience about it. I talked to an owner operator that had paid his truck off. I talked to one that brought his truck there, and then I talked to another one that was in the lease program, and I talked to a recruiter. I read reviews online. I did a lot of reading before because I felt like I wanted this company to be it. Like I didn't want to keep bouncing from job to job to job. So I did all my research, and then I finally decided to put my notice in Melton, and I came to the company that I'm with, and I've been here for a year and a half.
That's good. You got a lot. You have valuable experience in those first 2 years, and
Yeah.
I always get your backstory because you never know what new trucker may hear this podcast or hear the route you took. And you said something that you said two things that really I always stressed here on the podcast is your mental, and then do your research. Do your research before you just jump into anything. So let's talk about the mental aspect of being a female trucker in a male-dominated industry. You spoke on, it was kind of the first company. It was kind of taxing on your mental, driving with teams and doing all of that kind of stuff. What did you do? I know you call your brothers, and me and we always going, like, they responded, hey man, you're going to stick it out, you got to pay your dues, you know what I'm saying? But nowadays mental health is a really big issue, especially with truckers nowadays, because of the sensitive nature of our industry. You know what I mean? Being on the highway with 80,000 pounds and all of that.
Yeah.
How did, for some trucker that may be going through that on the road right now, what advice could you give from your seat, from what you've been through, what you went through? What is one skill you could give them in order to make it through that mental stage that they may be going through right now?
Okay, so the first thing for me is I pray every day, and I don't want to get into religion because I'm not a religious person, but I'm spiritual, and I do have a God of my understanding. So that was one thing that I did. I made sure I prayed every day, but I had to get out that truck also. And even now, sometimes I have to get out the truck. And what I mean is, I don't mean just taking my 10-hour break. Like, I parked my truck 2 weeks ago because this is the month that my son that passed away was born. And I know how I get mentally every month around this time, for this is the 6th year. So I took a week off work. So I prepared for that before this month. So what I mean is, financially I prepared for it. So that meant I didn't do a lot of shopping, I put extra money up. I changed like the percentages of my savings that I was doing every week so that it covered this week right here, so I wouldn't have to be so stressed out about bills. Because to me, trucking money is kind of like the game, the street game type money. It can come really, really fast, but if you're not if you don't have a plan with that money gets gone really, really fast. And before you know it, you're broke. But you just made $160,000 last year, and you don't have anything to show for it. So that's one thing that I did. I prepared for it. So I will tell anyone, this job, this career, it is not worth my health. It's not worth my peace. It's not worth my mental, my stability, my joy. I don't care how much money I make. It's not worth it. So when I get stressed out, when I get sad, when I miss my family, I go home. I take a break at all costs. I don't care what comes and goes, because my life cannot be replaced. And I'm at a point, when I first started driving, little things bothered me, like drivers cutting me off, four-wheelers especially, cutting me off, trying to run me off the road, brake checking me, especially in Atlanta. Like, they don't care about their life, and they don't care about yours either. So I will stop in the middle of my drive. Like, I've stopped and got out my truck, and I've found a dog park or a little area. I took my shoes off. I'd walk around in the grass, and I would sit out there for a little bit, 30 minutes. I had to collect myself, and then, okay, let me start my journey again. I meditate every morning also. So, and I have a circle. Like I have 5 people in my life that have been in my life for a long time. They know my journey. I know theirs. I can trust them. I know out of those 5 people, one of them is going to answer the phone and let me scream, let me cry, let me cuss, let me do
Yeah.
something to get out
Yeah.
how I'm feeling, so I don't take it out on somebody on the on the road. Because what I learned from experience is I can't drive when I'm angry. I can't drive when I'm sad, and I can't drive
Right.
when I'm stressed out because I make mistakes. And
Okay.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt anyone else, and I don't want to hurt myself. I want to make it home to my family. So that's some things that I do to relieve stress.
Man, that is so important. You hit a lot of key things. What you just said, it's so important to know who you are and what your limits are
Hmm.
when you're driving, because it's a lot of guys and women that just get in there because they got bills to pay. You know,
Yeah.
when you're mentally not ready, take a break, push reset. And I know these companies be like, no, we got to get it there. Da, 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 da. I
Nope.
need you. Say, man, look, what you
Mm-mm.
want me to do? Go out here and hurt somebody, or
Yeah.
take a break for 2 or 3 days.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
nowadays, and I'm
Hmm.
so happy that nowadays we have awareness about this,
Yep. Yep.
and they're making our managers, our dispatchers, these owners, they're making
Hmm.
them be aware that, hey, if this guy has a mental, you need to give him a break.
That's right.
and
That's right.
and that's one thing I'm happy about in trucking.
That's right.
Okay, so and then you said that you have a circle.
Hmm.
How many of them? Cause I did this. How many of them you can call at 3 in the morning and say, "Hey man, I need you to talk to me for about an hour. I got about another 60 miles."
um, One drives trucks. His schedule's usually like mine, and my girlfriend, because she's a nurse and sometimes she's on call. So they're the only two. The rest of them, they usually sleep during them times when I be like, "Hey, I need you for about an hour." But those two are the first two I'm gonna call when it's during those times when I can't take it no more. Hey, I need you to stay on the phone with me. I'm dying here. Yeah. Hmm.
But boy, how
Yeah.
important are they to you? Just those
Yeah.
two, man. Boy, I can
Very,
you
very,
man.
very, because sometimes those last 50 miles or those last 100 miles feel like you got 1,000 miles to go, and it just seems like, oh my God, woo. Yeah, I've been there quite a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, cause see, we used to say vamp life before Jim Jones even thought about it. Way back in '05, you know what I mean, '04. We used to call ourselves vamp life.
Okay.
Yeah, cause
Okay.
that's how we
Okay.
any load we got is we pulling out 9 at night. We driving all night long. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And so we
Then
used
the
to call
best hours to
ourselves.
drive.
Oh my God, are you
The
serious?
best hours.
Oh my God, and people don't understand it.
Best hours. Nobody's on the road. Ain't nobody bothering you. Oh my gosh. Best hours to drive. Love it. Love it.
Hey,
Best
boy,
hours.
boy,
Hmm.
when I head to California, man, I jump in that truck at about 8:30 coming out of Houston, going down I-10. By the time I hit the
Right.
other side of San Antonio,
Straight shot.
ooh, I used to be like, yes, Lord, and just
Straight
me
shot.
and rolling, yeah, yeah.
Sun coming up.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
So what's your best commodity? Cause I mean I love flatbed. I did flatbed for 12 years. What's
Okay.
your what's one commodity that you just be like, I'm not hauling that. No, no, can't do it. What's one?
Coils.
What's that? Calls?
Coils. I hate them.
Oh, you
I
hate
hate
them?
them. And I hate them. And it's not because I can't do them. It's because
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid of them. I'm afraid of them. And I always have this fear and this uncomfortability every time I haul them. And I'm scared that a chain is going to break. And it takes me a lot longer to get through that trip because I stop like every 50 miles
And check them.
in them, tugging on the chains, and just like, yes, because I've seen so many drivers slam on brakes and the coil goes straight through, and I just, oh my God, I don't want that on me. And here in North Carolina, last year sometime, the guy didn't chain his load down, and God rest his soul. But anyways, the coil fell over on a passenger beside him and killed him. So I'm just, it's my fear. It's the fear. So I don't like dealing with him. I don't like dealing with them.
What?
I will. I did get training in them though, just in case I needed to haul them.
They
But
trained you
yeah.
on the core racks?
Yes. hmm
I love cores.
Yep. I got trained to do suicide, shotgun, eye to the sky. I did steel coils, aluminum coils, the real tall aluminum. Like, yeah. My
Yeah.
trainer was rough on me. He was really rough on me, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Still talk to him
Yeah.
to this day.
Yeah. The only thing I hate about cars, they're gonna tear your your tops up. Because most
Every
of them
time.
have to be top. Yep.
Every
So
time.
what's the one commodity that you would fight somebody over to get?
Telephone poles. Telephone poles. Let me tell you something here. I, by the grace of God, has had favor on my life lately, because I got this dedicated route, and I take poles up north. I pick some shingles, bring them down south. I take look, back and forth. That's all I'm doing, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a quick, you in and you out. It's like a 10-minute type of waiting for them to load you. They're waiting for you. Throw the straps up there. You out. Gone.
So are they oversized? Are they hanging off a little bit or what?
One load I did was oversized. I don't particularly like oversized loads because the permits you got to get. You can only drive at certain times, sun up to
Mm-hmm.
sundown.
Right.
Virginia, you can't go faster than 55 miles per hour. All of that. So I just,
Mm-hmm. Right.
it's a headache, really. I'll do it if I need to, but for the most part, they're not oversized, and they're needed all the time
Right.
throughout the entire year, especially right now during storm season. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I love the pole. Love them. No tarping, just throwing straps. No chains, just straps.
Right. So do you? What's your radius? What's your mileage that you normally run? You run one week. You run 5 days, and you home on the weekend. You stay out 2 weeks. How you
hmm
run?
I typically do Monday through Friday. I'm actually home Thursday night, early Friday mornings, and
Okay.
I do about 1,700 miles a week
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, that's normally.
Before I was paying for my own fuel and making a truck
Yeah.
before I had to do all those things. Now I was out. I was out for about a month, and I
Mm-hmm.
I would come home once a month, and I would stay home for 3 to 4 days, and then I would
Mm-hmm.
go back out for 3.5 more weeks, and I would come home like that again. I don't like doing that anymore. I've gotten spoiled, I think, because I love heading home on
Yeah.
Thursdays.
Yeah.
I love it. I can plan my week. I can plan my weekend. My family knows to plan things around that time.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to take off during the week, I will. So yeah, that's about
Yeah.
1,700 to 2,000 miles. That's what I do a week now.
Oh, okay, that's good. Cause I was the same way. I was like, nah, I'm not doing a month out. I'm not doing 2 weeks. I've never
Yeah,
done that. I've never
I
done
did in
that.
the beginning. I didn't have it. I didn't have another choice in the beginning.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, the thing about it is that you said it earlier. For me, it was important to get out that truck and reset. It was very important to me, and
yeah.
so I always had I always had a plan in place. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay,
Yeah, I've
yeah,
always had a plan
yeah.
in place. I started out in containers, running containers. Got
Mhm.
my experience up. I did that for about a year.
Okay,
Then I moved over into flatbedding.
okay,
I stayed in flatbed for 10, 11 years.
okay.
Then I went to another flatbed company, but they had flatbed and tankers. See, I've always had all of my endorsements.
Oh,
from the
no, I
word
don't
say.
have that. I
And see,
don't.
that's what I tell my students. Do not
Oh,
shortchange yourself, even if you're not going to use it. See, like right now, if you wanted to go into hazmats, right,
mm-hmm.
and now you have to take a entry level course before you can even go and take the hazmat test.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that started back February the 7th.
In
Along,
February.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, along with the if you didn't have your CLP before then, along with the entry level certification that you have to have before you can even do behind the wheel.
Wow.
And so I always told my students before then, and even
Should
last
have did
year,
it.
yeah, I was talking about, I was telling the man, go get it, get everything on your license, get all of your endorsements. Oh man, I ain't hauling no ass, man. I ain't doing that. I'm just gonna, bruh, take it from somebody who's been driving for over 17, 18 years. Go get you you never know when you gonna have a hazmat load out there. I used to haul those totes,
Okay. I know
the
something.
hazmat totes.
Mm-hmm.
I had a load coming from California, and the totes wasn't washed out. They were not washed out. They wasn't going to wash them out. They just wanted to get them off their property,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, with the residue in it, even though they're empty, you still have to have hazmat because they have residue in them.
Oh.
So now
Okay.
that's a hazmat load. Guy, the guy,
Okay.
the guy made it there before me. We work for the same company. He made it there before me. I got him. I say, okay. I sat there. The shipper say, you got hazmats on your license? No, why? They empty. He said they got residue in them. We got a placard, all four sides. I said, I got hazmat. Come on. He had to sit
He
there another two.
lost the money and he lost the load and you got it.
No, not only did he
Wow.
lose the
Okay.
money,
So
not only did he lose the money, he lost the time. Because now you got to sit there another day or two to try to find a load to get back.
another load. Yeah. Okay. Well, you
That's
have you have I will get on that tomorrow. I was up and down once I stopped driving. Once I moved up to flatbed,
Mhm.
I guess I was just like, I'm never going to use it. Just like you just said, I've said that. I'm never going to use it, so I'm good. But yeah, okay.
Because
I'll
you
get on
never
that
know.
tomorrow.
See, yeah, because hit me up because, like I say, we got an academy.
Okay.
Our certification is 200.
Okay.
We've certified. My wife has certified over 2,500 people since February.
Okay.
Because people who had their license for 30 years, now their company's telling them, hey, we need you to get your hazmat because they're expanding. You never know when your company is going to expand into that lane, and you don't want to be caught without it. You know what I mean? You don't want to get caught without it, and so I always advise people, go get them. Go get all of your hazmat. I mean, all of your endorsements, so you'll be ready to keep from trying to get ready, right? So, when you're ready, let me know.
Okay, I will. I'll definitely do that.
TLA. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is
I'll
in the
definitely do that.
description. And y'all go check her out on TikTok. That's where I found her. Because she got some funny videos.
Yeah, I'm the clown of the family. I ain't gonna lie. I'm the clown.
Give me one of your funniest videos where you were just like, man, I got to do a TikTok on this. I got to.
Oh man.
I know you got a lot of them. I started following you on TikTok.
Well, you know what? I have more that's in my draft that I should put up that I haven't put up yet because my mom's a pastor, so I'm a preacher's kid. So I have to like be careful about what
Yeah.
I be doing sometimes. So let me see, what can I did a funeral one up there. That one was funny, but I know I'll tell you the funniest one to me was I had an issue with tarping coils in the beginning, like, and that's still a weak point for me trying to tarp them. And I seen the tarp flapping in the wind. It did look like a parachute back there. And other drivers would drive beside me, and I could see them looking at me like with disgust on their faces, like, how dare you be in our industry
Right.
with your tarp looking like that? And
Right.
I just got to the point, let me just put my shades on and sip my tea because y'all not gonna make me feel bad. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
kept going. I went for maybe like 100 miles, and I couldn't take it no more. I couldn't take it no more. I had to get out and fix it myself. I said, I'm embarrassing. I'm embarrassing the other drivers. I
Yeah.
know I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah. Hey, I look
I
at them
turned my
like that
CB
too.
off because they was coming by me. Yeah, I just turned my CB off. I don't want to hear that. I'm trying to get there. Tired today. Listen.
Nah, nah.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you a
Yeah,
question.
I've
What
had some.
happened?
Yeah.
What
hmm
happened that day when you said, "Now I know all these men that are truckers see me out here struggling." What would you?
Listen, here, that's right. You know what? Listen. So I was in Baltimore, right? I was in Baltimore. Now, okay, I'm from North Carolina, right? And most of the time I'm in South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama. When I
Mhm.
go down there, I never have to work hardly. When I say never,
Mhm.
it is rare that I actually got to do anything except for roll a strap up. I mean, they do the
Okay.
tarp. Now, some of them got me a little spoiled. I do get it. But
Mhm.
up north, they don't help. They don't even ask, like, hey, you want me to reach nothing. Nothing at all. Matter of fact, one of them walked by me and said, damn, shorty, that look a little rough right there. And I was like, you ain't gonna help? You ain't gonna like lift me on your shoulders or nothing. I mean, I know I'm chunky, but dang, I was sweating and everything. You should have seen me. I was sweating and everything. Listen, now I don't like up north. I had a horse situation where I was in the Amish community, right?
Mhm.
And I'm terrified of horses. So I asked the gentleman, could he keep the horses away? Because I'm afraid of horses. I'll hurry up and get out of here. Just keep the horses away. Well, one of the horses got loose, and I thought the horse was coming after me. Come to find out, it
Mhm.
wasn't. But I thought it was. My mind told me it was, and I took off running and tripped over the tarp, rolled in the ditch. I was in Intercourse, PA, is the town. I rolled in the ditch and was still screaming, crying, ripped my pants. It's on my Facebook page, but I ripped my shorts, everything, grass in my hair. It was a mess that day. And I asked the gentleman, I was like you see me, you're not gonna help me up? And he was like, he couldn't because they're in their religion, they can't touch other
Yeah.
women. That's
Right. Right.
not their their wives. So I said, all right, y'all won't see me no more. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Y'all won't see me no more. But
I'm not. I'm not
I
in.
love my job. I love it. I love getting up doing it. I love meeting new people. I
Mhm.
always be messing with the fellas sometimes. Some of them don't, they're ill all the time, and I just be like, dang, y'all should smile more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got
Yeah,
some. You got some bitter bill
I
faces
always
out
have
there.
fun. I always.
Yeah.
But
You
up
got
north
some
men
bitter.
are just a different caliber.
Yeah.
They're just a
Well,
different breed of men.
I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. I got. We got like.
I gotta use that.
I'm not gonna hold you. I got like it's like two or three women that work at the job with us, right? And so one of them
Okay.
started like 2 weeks behind me, right? And I'm cool,
Mhm.
I'm glad to see women in the industry and stuff.
Right.
But
Right.
for me, I'll be like, oh, you want to get in trucking, huh? Okay, prove yourself. I ain't gonna hold you. I'll be telling her. My homegirl, we started. My homegirl named T.
Right.
We started about a week or two apart, right? and we were both on the dock. We were both kind
Mhm.
of going, starting at the job at the same time. And so one day she was like, "Hey, Jane." I was like, "What?" I was walking by her truck. "Hey, you'll come help me with that dolly? Yeah, come help me dolly this down. Hey, what's wrong with your back? What's wrong with your, put your back into it? Because the reason..."
My trainer used to say that. My trainer used to say.
I say,
Mhm.
and the only reason I did that was because over the weeks that we had been now, I had seen all the other guys catering to her.
Doing it. Yep.
You
Yep.
know what I'm
You're
saying?
right. You're absolutely
so-
right. You are.
And so for me, I was just like, I'm the kind of person, I'm like, oh, okay, you gonna play football, huh? Prove to me that you tough enough to play football. You know what I
Listen,
mean?
you're right. Yeah, when I got home that day, I called my brother, right, and I told him what happened, and he said, "They ain't getting the money that you getting. That's make you. I thought you was gonna make your own money." And I was like, "I am, but doggone, they could have offered." And he said, "Why? Why? Your check got your name on it. They name ain't on it. You want to get out there. You want to drive the truck. You want to move the flatbed. So." And I was like, I can do it, but it was the principle. Like I needed. And then he said, "Well, did you ask?" And I said, "No." I said, "I just expect." Okay, so he said, "But you don't supposed to put no expectations on anyone. Did you open your mouth and say, 'Hey, excuse me, can you help me?'
Right.
With this tarp?"
Right.
And I said, "You know what?
Right.
I didn't ask. I didn't
Right.
ask not one person. Like
Right.
I expected them to help me because I'm a female, right? And
No.
that wasn't right. It wasn't right at all because I'm
No.
pretty sure if I would have said, 'Hey, do you mind reaching that for me?' I'm pretty sure one of them would have said sure. I'm pretty positive because honestly, even though this is a male dominated industry, I can't say I've had way more good experiences than bad experiences.
Yeah.
I've probably on one hand have I had experiences with men, and what I'm learning is it's all about how you approach the situation. When I see them, I smile. "Hello, how are you? How's your day?" If they speak, I speak. I'll
Hold
help
on, wait a
folks
minute.
hard.
Let's put a pin right there. Oh my
Okay.
God. Oh my God. Can you tell me what is the motivation for women in trucking
Okay.
to have an attitude of I'm too good for you? And I mean in every capacity. I mean from just like now, I'm saying, "Hey man, you're a female in trucking. I want to get your story. I want to da this and that, right?"
Right.
To seeing you at the truck stop saying, "Damn, man, what you doing? Who let you out here to drive a truck?" Giving you a compliment.
Yeah.
In every, I'm not gonna say every one of them. I'm gonna say at least 30% of the female truckers in the industry will turn their nose up at a fellow trucker that walk by and just say, "Hey, don't get me wrong. It's some creeps out there. It's some dudes that be at the truck stop. They just be doing too much. They be all out of line."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I had to not check a dude, but I had to tell him, "Bro, you was out of line for that."
Yeah.
"Oh man, no, bro. It's the way you said it."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's still a woman. Even though she in the industry, she's still a woman.
Right.
But it's some women even in the culture on TikTok, if you cause we have a big, people don't realize how big the culture is on TikTok,
Right.
on Instagram, on Facebook. They don't understand that, especially amongst us as African American drivers.
You're right.
And I just don't get what the attitude is from the female truckers toward us. Can you kind of peel that back a little bit, if you can?
Okay. So let me start with a disclaimer.
Okay.
So I don't think like a lot of women think. Okay.
Some banal. Some but not. Some
Right.
but not all.
Some, exactly.
Yeah.
Some.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
So, I also I've been in therapy for 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've learned a lot in
Understandable.
therapy, right?
Understandable.
And
Mm-hmm.
I've learned empathy. So,
Mm-hmm.
as you said, some
Mm-hmm.
men are creeps. They are. They really
Mm-hmm.
are. Um, but if you ever put in your head that I'm gonna treat this person the way this person treated me, that
Mm-hmm.
becomes something that you do all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
now that's just one side of it, right? But let me keep it
Mm-hmm.
gutter. Okay.
Yeah, that's the only way I
A
want it. This
lot
the
of
trap.
women, a lot of women, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get cussed out, but I'm serious. A lot of women automatically feel like when men are approaching them, they automatically want something from them.
Mm-hmm.
Automatically.
Mm-hmm.
It is not
Understandable.
always
Mm-hmm.
that. It is not, but it is not always that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
have you ever heard the saying hurt people hurt people?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard that saying? So sometimes when you're very insecure within yourself, that exudes into all areas of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So I know not all women came into this industry for the purpose of me or someone else
Mm-hmm.
trying to better their lives or whatever. And this is just things that I've heard in conversations with
Mm-hmm.
other women.
Right.
Um, a lot of women came into this industry to make money so that they could feel superior to men.
Hmm.
And that exudes in how they treat you guys when they see you. So
Hmm.
it's also to emasculate you. Okay.
Hmm.
And this is not here. Like, I've heard these conversations from women. And it's sad to say that I've never heard it from white women. I hear it from black women. And
Wow. Wow.
when I get into the conversation, I try to have that conversation and I say, you know, I'm going to always speak until you give me a reason not to speak to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to always interact with you until you give me a reason not to. So if
Mm-hmm.
you speak to me and just say hello, how you doing, I'm gonna return the same thing. And I would be wrong if I automatically thought that you wanted something from me. Now subconsciously, I'm not gonna trust everything about you because people are evil these days. But if you're only saying hello, it takes way more muscles to frown than it does to smile and just say, hey, how are you? Let me hold the door, or thank you for holding the door for me, or whatever. But these days, there is such this city girl type of attitude with our
Mm-hmm.
women, the
Mm-hmm.
black women,
Mm-hmm.
that says, if you are not on my level, per se, what is your level, right? But
Hmm.
if you are not on my level, if you don't look a certain way, if you don't make a certain amount of money, I've heard some of them say if you don't own your own truck, but baby girl, you don't own your own truck. So how can you say that he's less than you because he doesn't own his? It is that type of mentality that has, and it to me, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because you got the black women on one side and you got the black men on one side, and this is what's going on. This is what's going on. So every day I get on TikTok, every day I get on Instagram, it's a woman making a post about these sorry ass men and they ain't no good and this and that. And then you go to the black men and that's why I date outside the race. The black women ain't no good. And I always say, like, those are your experiences. You can never say all when you speak about the human race. You can't, because everyone is not the same. I've had bad relationships. I've had men cheat on me. I've had great relationships. I've had great men in my life. So I can never say that you're going to be a horrible man to me because of what I experienced from someone else. I would be wrong to do that. To tell a woman she's wrong for doing that, even as a woman, you get cussed out. So until you can do the work on yourself, and as one of my friends say, do that mirror work, look in the mirror and say, hey, maybe you're not up here like you thought you was. Because see, just because you make a certain amount of money, it doesn't make you that. It doesn't make you all of that. So whenever y'all approach these women and you try to speak to them, and they're already in their minds before you even get up there and open your mouth, it is already there saying, I'm better than. I'm better than. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix this. I've had conversations, and like I said, I know some men are creeps. I've dealt with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way you put them in their place as well, and you keep it moving. And when you see the next black man, you say, "Hey," because y'all are broken just like we are broken, and we're all fighting, but we're fighting each other instead of who we supposed to be fighting. And I don't think we're ever going to get anywhere until we sit down and have that conversation with open minds. Minds aren't open right now.
Right.
Can't get anywhere.
Now, see, you're a part of you're a part of the trucking that's a part of the internet side of the game.
Mhm. Mhm.
Cause when I was in it, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have any of that. We couldn't, post. Okay, this is how you do this, man. I'm picking up this load.
Right.
I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Right.
Right.
And so, what I see on TikTok and what I see on Instagram, when I do follow different truckers, I don't follow every trucker. I don't follow every
Mhm.
trucker because I don't think I kind of like you said. I kind of try to read into the sincerity of it because
Right.
I don't want to get somebody on here and trucking is just a trend for them. It ain't a trend for me. It's a passion.
Mhm.
I love what I do.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I'm not in it
Mhm.
just to get it, hit a quick lick. And you just broke my heart.
Mhm.
I'm serious, and I be so sincere when I ask women, man, come on the podcast, tell your story, tell your experience, tell me, let's talk about what you've been through, let's talk about this. And I'm not shooting my shot at you. I'm not shooting my shot at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah. Mhm.
And for you to, for me to hear that come from you, to know that the same thing that we deal with outside of the truck in a club is the same mentality we deal with when we get back in the truck and get on the road.
Yeah.
See for me, I'm all about safety. If I see you rolling down the highway and I can see your pipe moving, I'm a honk my horn, get on my CB, pull you over, because
Right.
if you lose that load,
Right.
that's another reason for FMCSA to do something else within the laws to slow us down.
Exactly. That affects us. Exactly. Exactly. So I want to say something to all the men and the ones that are listening, especially the black men that are in this industry. There are more women out here that loves for you all to tell us or show us
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I am not a great backer. Still to this day, I'm a little better than I was, but I'll never not learn. So if you see me anywhere, help me. Do you hear me? Uh, if you see me struggling, please help me. Um, my face may look like I ain't gonna speak to you, but I promise you I'm gonna speak. I will buy you a Happy Meal if you want me to. Do you hear me? I'm so serious too. I'm serious. I will help you, and I will do whatever I can. But on the serious side, all of us are not the same, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
want you guys to judge all of us. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I do know that there are many men that I've talked to that have
Mm-hmm.
experienced just as horrible things from women as some of us have experienced from men. They've been cussed out, they've been emasculated in front of other people, and so on and so forth. So I want you guys to keep trying, you know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
one day you're gonna run into a me, and I'm gonna speak, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say hello. I'll even hold the door open for you. If you tell me that, hey, something is wrong, or hey, shorty, check your tire, or whatever, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna say thank you. And there
Mm-hmm.
are some of us that's just like, there's other women that's just like myself that need y'all, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is not a female. I know there's a lot of feminists. I'm not that one. Mm-mm. I I didn't march. My mother, none of that. So I
Mm-hmm.
want y'all to help. You know what I mean? Like, don't give up on us, because there's a lot of us that need to do some more work on ourselves, and it's just not willing to do it.
You know what?
I need y'all. Stay around, please.
Hey, you know what? I think that is a wonderful place with what you just said to end this interview. But I also want to extend this because this is a conversation that I think needs to be had on a deeper level. I wanna,
I agree.
I wanna do a podcast, and it may be about 2 hours. I want to do a podcast
Okay.
on that subject, and if you would,
Okay.
if you could get another female trucker or two, and
Okay.
I will get a
Okay.
couple of my guys to be on the panel, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the relationship
Okay. I'm game.
with us as truckers on the road. Because
Okay.
you just brought up something that
Okay.
you just opened the can, and I think we need to tackle that. Yeah, we need
Have
to
that
tackle that.
conversation. I'm definitely I'm game. I'm willing. I'm
I will
willing.
be in contact with you.
I'm willing.
I want to do it. Let me know what your schedule is
Okay.
like, to where you can kind of open up that
I'm home
window.
every weekend.
Okay, and
Okay.
if you wanna, and at the
Yeah.
same time, if you want to start it earlier, if you want to come in and we get it started earlier, because you on the East Coast, so
Okay.
if I'm Central, then my 6 o'clock is your 7 o'clock, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. So if you want, if you
Yes.
well, if it's six
Yes.
o'clock is
Mhm.
good with you, or whatever time we can do it, I let my wife know I want her to sit in on it. I get two guys. And if
Okay.
you can get me, you and another female trucker, let's talk about this. Let's talk about
Okay.
this.
I can
And
do that.
and I will get I normally get flyers printed up, but for that I'm gonna get flyers printed up. We're gonna have I'm gonna try to circulate it. I'm gonna try to get it done, and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk about the relationships between us as truck
It
drivers.
needs to be said. It needs. It needs it. It
So
needs
let's
to be
make
said.
that happen.
Okay.
Let's make that happen. I think
All right.
I think that's a really really a topic that needs to be tackled. We good?
Okay. Yes,
All
sir.
right, we're gonna make that happen. We're
All
gonna
right.
make that happen.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hey, I wanna thank you once again
You're welcome.
for taking out your Sunday to come and talk to us at the Freight Trapping Podcast. Y'all go check out on Instagram. Give everybody your social media.
Okay. Well, I'm in jail right now on Facebook, so but but
Oh.
they gave me 30 days.
I just got back on Facebook, so I started laughing because when people say I'm in jail, I'm finna say, how you talking to me and you in jail? But I just got
Yeah, they locked me up. So but my Facebook handle is my name, Kathy McArthur. My
Okay.
TikTok is Flatbed Diva, and my IG is McArthur1106.
Okay. All right. Hey man, y'all go follow, like, and subscribe to those videos that Flatbed Diva got going on her TikTok and on Instagram. We gonna wait for her to get out of jail on Facebook. So hey, Miss Miss Flatbed Diva, man, thank you. We gonna be in touch on that topic. And I
Yes.
thank you
Okay.
thank you so much for being on the podcast.
You're welcome.
All right.
You're welcome. All
Be
right. Have a
safe
great
on-
day.
You too. Be safe on that road.
See you next time.
All right. Good deal.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That was the Flatbed Diva, Miss Kathy McArthur. I thank her once again for being on the podcast, taking out her time to be on the podcast. I told y'all we just gonna do that. We gonna be here. We back. She spoke about some stuff, and we are going to create, because we need to talk about this. Why is it such a divide between us in trucking? What is it about us that we have to always dissect ourselves from one another when we're all in this game trying to help one another to move forward. You can't always think that somebody wants something from you because they approach you. Let's talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to make it happen, and we're going to talk about it in probably about the next 2 or 3 weeks, because this is something I really want to talk about. And I never really thought about it like that way until she said it. So let's talk about it, man. On the next edition of the Freight Trapping Podcast, I want to thank once again Miss Kathy McArthur, aka Flatbed Diva, for giving us her story, bringing in some topics, making us, want to do other things. And I look forward to doing that panel with her so that we can sit down and figure this thing out. Let's figure it out. So this has been the Freight Trapping Sunday edition. I have been your host, Mr. James Roberts, and I hope you guys enjoyed this interview with Miss Kathy McArthur, and we're going to see y'all next time.
Out of touch with my feelings, dressing appearances. Feeling more solid about who the man in the mirror is. I reach for hearts through the speaker box to connect with strangers. Painting the page with the language, but off the mic I barely speak it all. I seldom see a flaw, bitch, I need it all. Shook by the way